Hey everybody. So I was challenged by Danny's Off-Grid Flat to do a tag, 10 reasons I wanted a homestead with pros and 5 goals of the year. I slammed my finger in the gate and it hurts. I'm on my way to work right now, so yeah, I'm in the car. So you have to excuse the poor lighting. Sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna find my list. So, 10 reasons. I'm gonna give 5 reasons I homestead, 5 pros, and then 5 goals. So the 5 reasons we decided to homestead was, I hate the city. I hate the city. When we go into town now, it drives me crazy. I get anxious, I get irritated. There's just too much going on, and I am a very ADD person, so I'm very organized in the things that I do, and too many things going on around me just causes a lot of anxiety. So I like the country because I'm calm in the country, and I can organize things better in the country because things seem a little less chaotic. So that's one reason. The second reason is you miss the little things in the city. You miss the stars, the sounds, the smells. In the city, it stinks. It smells horrible. So I like the country because you can see the stars, you can hear the crickets, you can hear the frogs, you hear life. You don't hear what's going on around you in the city except for your neighbors screaming at each other, dogs barking, neighbors fighting, sirens, car alarms. Too much. There's too much going on, which kind of goes along with number 1. Friggin' hot in here. God, 60 degrees out right now, and I'm wearing a big jacket. Anyway, so you miss the little things in the city, and in the country, it seems to put the brakes on things. It really makes you stop and be aware of your surroundings, because you need to be more aware of your surroundings when you're in the country. Crap happens, and when you're in the country, you're not close to 911, you're not close to ambulances, you're not close to the hospital. Like the last place we lived before we bought this property, I was 3 miles from work, and I work in a hospital. So I always knew that if I cut my finger open again, twice now, and had stitches, I knew I was 8 minutes away from help. You're not 8 minutes away from help out here. I am an hour away from help around here. And it's a scary thought, so it makes you really slow down. Ow, my finger is killing me. It's all swollen. Can you see that? Look at that. Oh, it hurts. So anyway, slow down. Closer to our food source. So it's easy to go to the grocery store and just pick up something and throw it in your cart and take it home and cook it up and eat it, not knowing what it was fed, how it was treated, how it was killed, the life that it led, what it was sprayed with. You know, it's easy to buy a bunch of broccoli or a thing of celery or, you know, any kind of fruit or vegetable, and knowing I have to go home and scrub somebody's fingers who have just scratched their butt or picked their nose or coughed. You know, I'm scrubbing somebody else's nasty cooties off of my food. And when I'm growing it myself, granted, I'll still wash it, but I'm not going to treat it with pesticides or, you know, coat it in wax to make it pretty, because everything's got to be appealing to the eye or else it can't go in my cart. You know, I want to know where it's grown and how it's fed or how it's treated. So I'm going to do that. Less stress, more work. Yeah. I'm definitely less stressed out here. I'm happier, more in sync with everything. I've been sick a lot, but that tends to always happen to me when I move to a new place. Every time we've ever moved, I've always gotten pneumonia. I'm still fighting a head cold, but also we're heading into spring, so my allergies are in full gear, and that's gonna happen. So anyway, less stress. So I'm less stressed. In the city, I was always stressed out. because of the things I wanted I couldn't have because the city wouldn't allow it. You know, you couldn't have goats and cows and horses and stuff in your, you know, pretty 5550 backyard. And out here you can. You know, there's not as many restrictions. There's barely any restrictions. I can have a big old burn pile in my backyard, and I don't have the neighbors calling me saying, oh, I can't breathe because you're burning wood. You have a fireplace. How is that any damn different? But needless to say, our last neighbors were, I'm trying to say this nicely, less than pleasant. So anyway, number 5. This pretty much sums up 1 through 4. I hate the city. I don't like the people. Don't get me wrong. I mean, city people, there are still nice people out there. But the difference between that I have noticed since we've moved is city people and country people are 2 completely different breeds of people. I can go to Walmart out here or Safeway or Sunbird or anywhere and I hear, excuse me, I'm sorry, can I help you? Let me get that for you. Do you need help out to your car with that? In the city, you would bump into somebody and they would give you the dirtiest look. Or like, how dare you touch me? Out here, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? You know, and it's a totally different breed of people out here. And the people I work with who do live out here, those are the people I want to be friends with, because you feel a sense of calm around them, and that's how I want to feel. I want that sense of calm. I want that sense of peace and happiness, and they kind of exude that when you're around them, and it's just very comforting to be around people like that. And when you're out in the city, quick example, we had a lady who, we live on a highway, and it's a very busy, fast highway, and she was driving her truck, and we were coming home from the store, and my husband, I was looking down at my phone, and he's like, oh my God, and we look up, and this lady had flipped her truck. And so we just kept driving, we pulled over, I got to the scene, and I just, are you okay? Don't try to get out of the vehicle, this kind of thing. And she was just like, thank you for stopping, oh my God, you know, she was in shock. And so we called 911. The 911 came out, her neighbor came out, we then got her into the ambulance, and then we helped her neighbor, who we've never met before, tow her truck back to her house, because that's what you do out in the country. And in the city, you see someone pulled over the side of the road and you're thinking in your head, I don't think I want to pull over. It's kind of sketchy. You know, they might rob me, they might stick me in the trunk. It's not that way out here. I mean, you still got to be careful. You still got to be smart about your wits, you know, have your wits about you and that kind of thing. But it's a lot different out here. Anyway, I'm rambling and I'm 8 minutes into this. Oh my God, 5 pros of homesteading. People are nicer in the country. Okay, so I already said that. I pretty much explained that. No one can tell me what I can and can't do. Again, that kind of goes to the reasons we homestead. The city can't tell me, you can't have that burn pile in your yard, you can't have a horse in your yard, you can't do this, that, and the other in your yard. It's my yard, I own it, and I am in rural, I can never say that word, rural county out here. So there's a lot less restrictions and a lot more that you can do. Animals, I am an avid animal lover. If I could have them all, I would. If I could have a sloth, I'd have a sloth. Goats, horses, cows, pigs, chickens, ducks, dogs. I want them all. And for food reasons, and because I'm a huge animal lover and I'm happy around animals. They don't judge me, they don't mock me, they don't, you know, oh my God, those pants don't look good on you, or your hair looks terrible today, or all they care about is what's in the bucket and how soon are you going to feed me and scratch me behind the ear. I want animals. Another reason, closer to my family. I have a son and his girlfriend that live with us, and my stepdad that lives with us. And in the city, granted we were all still living together, but you weren't connected as a family. And since we've moved out here, my son has kind of done a 360. He's never been a bad kid. He's never been in like trouble, or, you know, he's always been pretty much the kid that everybody wants. And I'm proud of him, and having him out here I think has really opened his spirit up, because I can ask him, hey, you know, we need help with the chicken coop this weekend, and boom, he's on it. I need help in the barn, boom, he's on it. You know, can you feed the ducks and the chickens while I'm at work tonight? And he does it. And in the city, it was more of a, I'll do it later. You know, he's more connected to us out here, and it feels good. It's, you know, it's a good thing. I don't have a fifth one. My finger's killing me. 5 goals. I'm just going to read them off real quick because I'm already 11 minutes into this. A garden. We have a huge garden. It's a raised bed. It just needs a lot of work, and I'm hopefully going to get to that this weekend. 2, to finish the barn. We're having pea gravel delivered this weekend so that I can finish off the stalls, lay the mats back down, lay the bedding back down, get the feed buckets and everything so I can have the stalls ready for the goats and the horses. 3, horses. We're hoping to get horses either May or June. We're getting goats, which is number 4, next month. No, May. May, from a friend of ours, Helke and Tom, sorry. Hey guys. Wonderful people. Cannot wait to get this. She keeps sending me pictures of these flipping babies, and oh my god, they're so cute. Cannot wait. Anyways, squirrel. Goats. We're getting goats. I already just, you know, I said that. Pigs. We want to get pigs, but we have 2 acres that's behind our barn that is severely overgrown right now, and it's underwater, probably a good 3 to 4 feet underwater, because we live in a natural flood zone, but it dries up, I guess because there's a natural spring, and it dries up, ow, my finger, it dries up in the summertime, which is starting to dry up now. It's not drying up, and it's getting lower. I want to buy a drone so we can look over. We also need to get the 4 corners of our property surveyed so we know where to put a property line and a fence, and that's coming up soon. So those are our goals. We have tons of other goals, but those are the main ones that we're working on right now. So I hope you guys all have a great Thursday. I'm on my way to work. It's my last day of the stretch, and then I have 6 days off, and I'm so excited. I work night shift, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., so I look a little haggard right now because this is my third night, and I didn't sleep real good today. A lot of tossing and turning because I know I have a lot to do on my 6 days off. So you guys all have a good weekend, and I'm hopefully going to make some more videos this weekend. I got a new camera. This one's shot on my phone. This dude is doing like 30 and a 50. I'm gonna be late. Anyway, have a good weekend, you guys. I talk to y'all later.